Welcome to part 2 of our series of basic training videos for AEM users. In this video, you'll learn how to use the text editor and update your pages. Once you're logged in, navigate to your site in the tree. Your webmaster will give you the path. You can expand the tree by clicking on the plus sign. Navigate to your site by expanding Concordia, English, and onto your site. When you click on a page, AEM displays its subpages or child pages in the right side of the site admin. A green bar indicates your position within the tree. To open your page, double-click on the name field. You can also click once to select your page, right-click and select Open from the context menu. AEM pages have 3 parts. In the center, you find your main column where you place your content. On the left is the DAM, the Digital Asset Manager, which we'll explain in the Images video, and the Sidekick, which we'll get to in a moment. You'll notice green frames appear on your page as you move your mouse around the screen. These green boxes indicate the components, the pre-configured containers into which you place your content. We have components for everything that lives on an AEM page: text, images, buttons, tables, tabs, and so on. The Sidekick is your toolbox. It contains all the components and page management commands like activating. It floats above your page and you can move it around or minimize it by clicking on the arrow in the top right-hand corner. The Sidekick has many features, but for now we'll highlight the most commonly used ones. We'll start with the first 2 tabs. The first tab lists all the components you use to build a web page. Always use the components in the Concordia section. The second tab lists page management functions, like Activate. At the bottom, you find several icons. The icons that you actually see depends on your permission settings, so here we'll point out the ones you should know about. The pencil is edit mode. You will use this most of the time when you work on your pages. The magnifying glass is the page preview. You can use preview to see what the page will look like on the live site. The globe opens the site admin in a new tab in your browser. The double arrows represent the refresh function. It's useful to reload your page if your changes do not display. Let's move on to making a simple text change and publishing your page. We pointed out that all the content on your web page is built out of components. You can also cut, copy, or delete components on a page. To make a text edit, move your mouse to the component. When you see the green frame, you can right-click your mouse and select Edit from the context menu. Notice that the light green frame turns dark when you select it. You can also double-click to open the component. In this case, we're using the WYSIWYG component, which is our text editor. To change your text, simply modify it the same way you would a Word document. When you're finished, click the OK button. If you wish, you can preview the page in 2 steps. First, click the Preview button on the Sidekick. Then, refresh your browser window. Notice that you don't see the green frames in preview mode. Return to edit mode by clicking on the arrow in the top right corner of the Sidekick. To publish your page, click the second tab of the Sidekick and then Activate. It's always a good idea to view your AEM page on the live site. When you're revising your web page, you may want to add more text, images, tables, hyperlink buttons, and so on. To add these features, you simply add the component to your page. Go to the Components tab in the Sidekick, expand the Concordia section. These components have been configured for Concordia's style guides. When you find the component you need, click and drag it to the main content area on your page. In this case, we're using a WYSIWYG component, but you add all components the same way. A purple box lets you know where you can drop the component. Note there are some places on the template where you can't drop components, such as above the page title. Now we'll take a closer look at formatting text with the WYSIWYG component. The WYSIWYG component functions like any text editor. You can cut, copy, and paste or use the keyboard commands, make text bold, or use bulleted or numbered lists. If you need French characters, click the star icon and select the character from the pop-up window. You can click the Code button to toggle between the HTML code view and text view. It's always a good idea to add headings to your text, as they help web users find the information they need more quickly. They also help Concordia.ca have a consistent look and feel and improve your search rankings on Google and other search engines. Consult CSpace for a complete web style guide. To format a paragraph with a heading style, simply place your cursor on the line and select the appropriate heading from the drop-down list. Remember to separate each line with the hard return or the Enter key. Note that the H1 tag is not available here because this heading style is only used for page titles. In the last part of this video, we'll give you some tips on working with Word or text files. You can copy and paste text from Word into a WYSIWYG component, but there are a few things to keep in mind. Always clean up your text before importing it. Pasting in content from outside sources can generate odd characters or spaces. AEM has two paste options that strip out additional formatting and code from other sources: Paste as Text and Paste from Word. We recommend using these options when your Word document uses paragraph formats or contains accented characters. These paste functions are fairly straightforward. Copy your source text, then place your cursor in your WYSIWYG component and use the Paste as Text or Paste from Word. A small dialog box opens. Use Ctrl-V or Command-V on a Mac to paste your text in the dialog box and click OK. Click OK to close the WYSIWYG dialog box and see your content. One last hint for working with Word documents. If your Word document uses a Heading 1 paragraph style, we recommend changing it in Word or using the Paste as Text to strip out the formatting. Here's why. This Word document contains an H1 tag. Let's copy it and paste it directly into the WYSIWYG with Paste from Word. When we click OK, we see that AEM overrides the H1 tag but displays it as an H2. The H1 tag is only used for page titles, so we can only use one on the page. When we edit it, we see we can't change that H1 tag because there is no H1 tag in the component. In fact, we can't select anything from the drop-down list. We have to remove the H1 tag from the source code. Here we'll change it to an H4. If we use Paste as Text, all the formatting is removed. Now we can reformat the paragraph as needed. That brings us to the end of AEM Basic Training Part 2. In the next video, we'll cover hyperlinks. Thanks for watching.